ilaha illallah muhammadur rasulullah la ilaha illallah muhammadur rasulullah fallahu khairul ibsan wa huwa arhamur rahim fallahu khairul ibsan wa huwa arhamur rahim nasrun minallahi wa fatun kharibun wa bashiril mu'minin nasrun minallahi wa fatun kharibun wa bashiril mu'minin nasrun minallahi wa fatun kharibun wa bashiril mu'minin alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin inna allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabiyyi alladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallama taslima برمة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق النازل الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Dear Lord, everywhere I walk, let it be over. Everything I see, let it be through your eyes. Everything I do, let it be your will. For every hardship I face, let me place it on your hands. Every emotion I feel, let me be your spirit moving. Let it be your spirit moving in me. Everything I seek, let me find it in your love. My dear God, I thank you for this day. I will not ask where I am going, but only to know and feel in the depths of my heart and soul that you are with me. You are guiding me, and I am safe. In Jesus' name, I offer myself to you. Amen.
Thank you. May I call the registrar to call in the witness? Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Welcome back for continuation of your testimony. Before I yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, the floor is yours.
Good morning, Mr. Gomez.
Morning, Chair.
Council, you may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairperson, Commissioners. Mr. Gomez, good morning.
Morning, Big Council.
I wanted to refer you to a document that we had gone through yesterday.
Okay.
And just ask you a couple of questions on that. Mr. Registrar, please assist. Please identify the document. Mr. Registrar, what exhibit is that? Okay. LGC /DG/002. Okay. Thank you. Please identify the document that you've been shown. Mr. Gomez?
Yes.
Please identify the document.
Yeah, Local Government Service Commission, LGSC 001/01.
And it's what folio?
95.
And it's the letter dated the 30th December 2022.
That's right.
Right. Now, before this letter, is it correct that the councils were permitted to employ staff up to grade 5?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this letter at what is, I think, paragraph 13,
December.
is saying that there is hereby delegated
Sorry,
to
excuse me, it's 1 to 3, not 5.
1 to 3?
Yeah.
Previously?
Yes. Sorry, previously it's 1 to 5.
Yes. So that's what I had asked you. I'm now asking you about what's in this one.
Okay.
So this letter now says there's hereby delegated to the Chief Executive A, in respect of officers in category 1 and 2 of the local government service, authority to make appointments and promotions to and within the categories. Thus, the ministry is requested to notify all councils that effective 1st January 2022, I'm assuming that's a mistake because the letter is dated 30th December 2022. So I'm assuming it should be from 1st January 2023. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Chief executive officers are delegated to make appointments from grades 1 to 3 only and formally inform or notify the commission of such appointments. Then it goes further to say to make appointments on a month-to-month basis, not exceeding an aggregate period of 3 months without the prior approval of the commission. And it goes further to say all correspondence emanating from councils for the commission must be duly addressed to the permanent secretary and a copy made to the commission. Now, for that point, that says that the appointments should be made on a month-to-month basis and should not exceed an aggregate period of 3 months without prior approval of the commission. Why is this? I mean, yesterday I had asked you and you said some of these positions were like drivers. Are those not positions that would ordinarily be pensionable?
Yes, but perhaps some positions, councils may employ them on a day-to-day basis. For example, Kalifi municipality may engage a certain group of people to clean the sand along the highways, maybe for a period of 1 week or for a period of 3 weeks, and then they pay them and they are done with them.
But this is specific to a certain category and all the grades within that category. So if a driver is within that category, their contracts cannot be for more than 3 months, and it has to be on a month-to-month basis.
Yeah, that's the law, and I think you will be in a better position to interpret that than I do.
I'm sorry?
Maybe you as a legal person, you'll be in a better position to interpret that.
You're in the service commission? You're in the service commission?
Yes.
This is a letter emanating from your commission?
Yes.
You're secretary to the commission?
Yes.
You were at the meeting that decided this? That's why I'm asking you why this was done.
Yeah, we lifted it from the regulations.
Which regulation?
The 2010.
The one that you said that you were going to check whether it was passed? Whether the act was passed?
No, the one which, I think you have a copy there.
The one that we had a conversation about yesterday?
Yes.
And you were going to find out whether the act was actually passed?
That's right.
Did you find out?
No, I wasn't in office yesterday.
Did you find out this morning?
No, I wasn't in office. I have to come straight to the commission here.
So when will we get that information?
I can't tell, because if I should be back here, is tomorrow, for example, I can go to the office.
But you can get back to us by the end of the week.
Okay.
Thank you. So all positions within grades 1 to 3 from now on will only be on a month-to-month basis, not exceeding an aggregate period of 3 months.
Yes.
You have a lawyer on the commission, is that not right?
No.
There's no lawyer on the commission?
No.
There was one before?
Yes.
What happened?
I have no idea.
This was whilst you were on the commission?
Yes.
So how is it that you don't know?
Because I was not involved in establishment of the commission, identifying the commission members. I was not involved.
So what I'm asking is that whilst you were a member of the commission, there was a lawyer that was a member of the commission.
Yes.
But then at some point he stopped being a member.
Yes.
Was he replaced?
If replaced is not a lawyer, because the number still is.
You said previously that the quorum is 5. How many of you are on the commission?
The same 5.
So there was a lawyer. Was he replaced?
The current commission has no lawyer.
Yes. As a member of the commission, was he replaced?
I was only submitted names of 5 commissioners. Out of those 5, there is no lawyer among them.
Sir, you said that when you were a member of the commission, there was a lawyer on the commission.
Yeah, the previous commission.
You were a member of the previous commission?
Yes.
When did your term start?
It's a 2-year term.
Yes.
The current one, I think, I'm not sure whether October or November, thereabouts.
So were you on the previous one?
Yes.
In the 2019 commission, you were part of it?
No, the one after that.
So that's the current one, is it not?
No.
So you're a member of the previous one and a member of this current one?
Let me put this right. So far, we have 3 commissions.
Okay.
The one presently is the 3rd commission.
So
the 1st and the 2nd, there were lawyers in the commission. It is only this current 3rd that there is no lawyer among them.
Okay. So the first commission was established in 2019?
Yes.
It was for a period of 2 years?
Yes.
The second commission would have been established in 2021?
Yeah.
For a period of 2 years, which is 2023?
Yes.
When did the second one end?
I'm not sure. Around September, October.
Of 2022? That would not be 2 years?
Yes. Last October.
That's what I'm saying. That would not be 2 years?
No, that wasn't.
So what happened? Did the minister or the permanent secretary dissolve the commission?
Yes, it was dissolved.
Okay.
And a new one put in place.
Do you know why?
No.
As director of governance, would you normally be informed about these things?
Yeah, maybe I could have been informed, but if I wasn't informed, I didn't bother to challenge my superiors why.
I don't expect you to challenge. I was just asking, as director of governance, your other position, is this something that the permanent secretary or the minister would notify you about usually? Is it something that you would ordinarily know about or you wouldn't know?
Yeah, from experience, I haven't been involved in identifying commissioners.
All right. Mr. Registrar. Sure.
So a quick one to Mr. Gomez. You said you don't go back to the office after the commission.
Yes.
Don't you have anything that would be pending, waiting on you to do action on?
Yes, because it was close of business. By the time I get to Banjul, offices are closed.
Don't you have a key to your office?
I have a key to my office.
Why don't you go and clear the business on your desk?
Yeah, I could go back, but clearing some of them will involve other offices.
Yes, but you do your part and leave the other part for the other officers.
Okay.
So you want to tell me if we are here from 10 to 4 for 3 days running, you will not go to the office for 3 days because you were in the commission?
No, because I'm not the only one in the office. We have staff in the office.
Yeah,
that will look after the files in my absence.
Yeah, but if you are the action person to do certain things on that file, you will not do it because you don't go to the office. So your job is from 8 to 4, and
no,
that's it.
Even beyond that, I'm in the office.
Then why don't you go back to the office?
Okay.
To find the documents that we are requesting.
No, those documents will require the records office.
Mr.
records
Gomez.
office. And when I get back, records office is closed.
Mr. Gomez,
Yes.
you have a telephone. You are being given credit to make calls. Official credit is given to you to make calls. We break 2 or 3 times during the session. Couldn't you have made a call to the records officer or the records clerk to put aside what you want, and then you go after commission to collect them and bring them to us?
Okay, noted.
No, I'm just asking, isn't that...
Yeah, it's possible.
Then why wasn't it done?
No, I haven't done it, but I said I can do it.
No, why wasn't it done? You haven't answered my question.
No, I said it wasn't done because I assumed by the time I get to Banjul, the records, not only the records, office generally will have closed.
And you had
So
forgotten...
what I'll need from office, records office, I'll not have access to records
And
office.
you had forgotten that you have... Technology had made it possible for you to get what you want.
Yes, I've forgotten because I'm a human
Okay,
being.
thank you. Is that the attitude?
No, no.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Registrar, what exhibit is that? LGC 15. Thank you. Mr. Gomez, please look at folio 229 in that file.
Yes.
This was a letter that was addressed from Canifing Municipal Council. So it was from Canifing Municipal Council, and it was addressed to the Chairperson, Local Government Service Commission. And beneath that it says, through the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Lands. Right?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I note that the Permanent Secretary then minuted it to the Director of Local Governance, saying that they should notify the CEO that the letter should be addressed to the Permanent Secretary. Now, this was a letter, it was a report of fraudulent activities of one of the debt unit assistant managers, and he was requesting for disciplinary action to be taken against the employee. I know that the Permanent Secretary's issue with it was that it should be addressed to him, even though beneath the address to the Local Government Service Commission, it was addressed to the Permanent Secretary. But there's no other minute. Does that mean that it wasn't forwarded to the Local Government Service Commission?
Yes, I wouldn't know simply because I wasn't the director at the time.
I'm asking you based on what obtains in the ministry when files are minuted and letters are minuted. There's only 1 minute on the document, which is that the Director of Local Governance should write back and notify the notify the CEO that they should address it to him
To the
and not to the Local Government Service Commission.
Yeah.
Now, this is a report of fraud and requesting that disciplinary action be taken. Does that mean, the fact that there's no other minute on the letter, does that mean that it wasn't forwarded to the, no other action was taken except what was minuted on the letter?
Yeah, presumably that may be the case, but I don't want to conclude that it was. As I said, I was not at DLG at the time of this letter.
But where only 1 minute is on the letter, does that usually signify that that's the only action that should be taken?
No.
So what other action would likely be taken?
The commission should be, the council should be notified as indicated in the minute to redirect its letter before the permanent secretary could take action.
Okay, so that's what I mean. So that's likely the only thing that would have happened based on that letter.
At that stage, yes.
Until another letter is sent.
That's right.
So there would be a gap during which the issue of the fraud would be stagnant until a letter is sent and then it is sent to the commission.
Yes.
Thank you. Please look at folio 211.
Yes.
This is a letter from Bassa Area Council, dated 9th July 2020, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's reminding the Permanent Secretary of their previous letter of 28 January 2020 regarding the need to have an ICT technician in their council to prepare for the introduction of the IFMIS system and other programs. And they were seeking clearance to appoint an ICT technician. So I know that the Permanent Secretary minuted it to the Director of Local Governance for discussion. Yes. The letter is copied to Local Government Service Commission, Director of Local Governance, and others. I'm not sure whether an actual copy was sent to them, but this is the copy that's in the file. Is this not something that would ordinarily have to be sent or to be minuted to be sent directly to the to the Local Government Service Commission? What would the ministry need to discuss in respect of that, considering that it is staff matters purely?
Yes, I believe somebody should be in a position or better position to provide an answer to that question.
You believe somebody? Who's the somebody?
Yes, the one who wrote, please let's discuss.
Who's that?
That's the Permanent Secretary.
Is that this current Permanent Secretary?
Yes.
Okay. But usually, such letters that deal purely with staff matters, would they not ordinarily have to be just directly be minuted to the Local Government Service Commission? In your experience, have such letters been minuted to you for discussion rather than for onward transmission to the Local Government Service Commission?
Yes, in some cases it could happen.
And what would usually be the reason for that?
Well, maybe if some documentation is missing, or if he has seen an issue that needs to be clarified before he forwards it or minute it to me to forward it to the Commission. So then he can call for a discussion to take place.
There are some minutes from the Commission that are sent to the Ministry for further action to be taken. And this is the minutes of the Local Government Service Commission. And in those minutes, there are several instances where councils have sent letters that have insufficient documentation. And the Local Government Service Commission simply just asks that, further documentation be sent. So, is there a reason why the ministry is doing that for them? Because it appears that they're capable of doing that themselves.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, sorry.
Please look at folio 212. Now, there are two letters in that folio. The first one is, I believe, from the council, the mayor, to the Permanent Secretary. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's a letter behind it which is from the CEO, I believe, to the mayor. But both letters are in respect of general administration of Banjul City Council and more specifically their waste management efforts. Have you seen the second letter?
Yes, I've seen the
Okay.
second letter.
So the CEO is writing to the mayor to highlight that the bigger component of the EU 3.1 million euro project is centered on waste management. Do you know anything about this project?
For BCC?
Yes.
Yes, I think they have a EU project.
Okay. Can you tell us what you know about it?
Sorry, I may not be able to shed more light on it.
Yes, just whatever you know. You can only tell us what you know.
I only know that they are in an EU project. We have what we call, there's a city link between the two councils. That is BCC from the Gambia or Banjul, and Osten in Belgium.
Okay.
Yes, they have links between the two. So EU is funding or has funded certain programs on behalf of Ostend to BCC.
And do you have an idea of some of these programs?
No.
So in these instances where there's a partner fund, is government usually involved?
For this one, I don't know.
Generally, I'm asking generally.
Yeah, in an ideal situation, mostly governments should be involved.
And what is usually government's involvement in such instances?
Government's involvement does not normally come through our ministry, but instead Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the first part of your answer.
I say government's involvement will always be through the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs.
Okay, how? How?
Where there is a need for or a request for government's counterpart contribution. Yes. Before the project is being executed.
The government usually contributes to these projects?
Yes, it depends on which funding body. Sometimes, let's say EU may say, all right, for us to fund this project, government must chip in so much.
And is there a percentage, or it varies?
It varies. It varies. It fluctuates.
And does the council require approval from the ministry to have these CityLink relationships?
Again, that may depend on the donor partner here. They may request that the line ministry be part of it.
No. So I'm not even talking about the involvement. I'm saying, does the council require approval from central government or from your ministry to have such relationships with international entities?
No, I don't think they need.
No. So when such projects are undertaken, where are the funds usually lodged?
I think BCC had a special account for this project. I'm not sure.
And does government monitor this project at all?
To the best of my knowledge, I'm not sure.
But does the ministry not monitor such projects? Because you monitor the UNCDF ones. Is the relationship not similar?
Yes, because the UNCDF, the ministry is directly involved. It's directly involved. And as I said earlier, yesterday, the project is housed as the ministry and chaired by the permanent secretary, which in this case for EU Banjul Austin project is a different arrangement.
Okay. I refer you to folio 193.
193. Yes, I'm there.
Okay. So this is a letter sent by the ministry on behalf of the Local Government Service Commission, informing them that the commission has a zero tolerance to fraud and that any staff found wanting will be dismissed. Right? Is that correct?
Yes.
And the letter was dated the 24th of June, 2020.
Yes.
I refer you to folios 191 and 192, which are also two letters dated the 24th of June 2020, the same date of the letter informing the councils that staff found wanting would be dismissed. And note that the two staff written to in folio 191 and 192 were only suspended for 2 months without salary, and that they should pay back all the monies taken from shopkeepers within 6 months after resumption of duties. Now, is this something that is usual now? I mean, I know you're going to say that this wasn't during your time, but they have, on the same day that they have issued a letter saying that they're going to dismiss staff that have been committing fraud. Yes, involved in fraud. On that same day, they sent letters to staff who had been involved in fraud, informing them that they're only going to suspend them and that they should repay the monies that they've taken from shopkeepers. Is this something that is still prevalent?
No, except with the case of Basse.
So, has the commission been dismissing staff for fraud?
No, it's not yet dismissed.
It's not yet dismissed since your time? Since you became a member of the commission?
Yes.
Do you know why?
No, because the internal audit report was just released, and which is now, the commission is now studying.
You're talking about Basse?
Yes.
No. So I'm talking generally. Right?
Okay, generally.
No. Are you aware of any dismissals that have been done by the commission?
No, I'm not.
But have they suspended any staff since you became a member?
No. Nobody suspended.
What is the usual sanction since you've been a member of the commission that the commission meets out to offenders?
Yes, if they are offenders, the commission will go by what is in the law. What the law says is what will be applicable. And
what is it that the law says that will be applicable that the commission has been doing?
No, as I said, the current one that they are addressing is the Basse one.
Yes, so I'm asking that other than the Basse one.
Yes, there's none.
There's no disciplinary action taken against any of the staff?
No.
And so that's why I wanted to know, do you know why this was the case?
Why this was?
Why it is that no disciplinary action has been taken by the commission against staff of council?
Yes, what I know is the commission was waiting on the report or the findings of the audit.
So I'm not talking about Basse. I'm talking about the other councils other than Basse. Basse's, we know, is ongoing and something will be done eventually. So what about the other councils? Since you were a member of the commission.
Yeah, the other one that I recall is Brikama.
Brikama?
Yes.
What happened there?
They were suspended.
For fraud?
Yes. It's one of the collectors.
But only suspensions, no dismissals?
Yeah, also an audit was dispatched. Internal audit of the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs were sent to investigate.
In Brikama?
Yeah, the claims.
Do you know which year?
Maybe 2021.
2021?
Yes, I can't remember fully.
Would there have been a report?
Yes, there is a report.
Is it with the commission or with the ministry?
The commission has, the ministry has a copy.
Okay. Is it possible to provide us with a copy?
Certainly.
Thank you.
I can get it for you. Yeah.
Now, I refer you to folio 175.
One.
175.
Yes.
Now, there was an issue about, when the Local Government Service Commission was initially set up in 2019, and the ministry wrote to the councils that they should each contribute a certain amount towards the operational costs of the commission. Now, your PS had initially said when he was before the commission that the councils never made any contribution.
The councils never?
Made any contribution towards the funds towards the operational cost of the service commission. Now, after the letter, that's a letter from KMC to the permanent secretary, is it?
No, to the chairman.
To the chairman?
Chair
oh, yes.
Commission.
Okay, so if you go, there are attachments to that letter, and one of them is instructions to the bank by KMC, to Trust Bank, I believe, to pay $150,000 to the account of the Local Government Service Commission with Central Bank. And the account details and the bank are listed in the instructions.
I'm not sure. I can't find that on this file. I don't know.
Mr. Registrar,
there's no
please,
attachment.
let me assist.
Okay, go ahead.
You've seen it?
No, no.
Yes, he's going to bring the file. Don't worry.
Okay. You see this one?
Are you able to see the instruction?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay. Now, that was for 150,000 to be transferred from the Canifing Municipal Council's account to the Local Government Service Commission's account.
Yeah.
Right. I note that in the letter, that's folio 175, the main letter from KMC, on the third paragraph of the second page, the mayor, because that was a letter written by the mayor had said that KMC paid, I think, $1 million instead of 1.2 million that he had previously spoken about. And he said that they paid for 2019 and it was budgeted for 2020. But the amount that's been transferred from their account to that of the Local Government Service Commission is 150,000, not 1 million. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, folio 173 is a letter from the Local Government Service Commission written to the mayor of KMC in respect of the commission's independence, integrity, and credibility. So there's back and forth correspondence between the mayor and the commission. But the commission's letter, the third page, first paragraph, acknowledges that the cumulative contributions by the councils through the ministry to the operations of the commission since February 2019 was 650,000, contrary to what the permanent secretary had said, that no contributions were made at all by the councils. Are you in a position to say whether to confirm or not that it was indeed 650,000 that was contributed by the councils?
No, what was contributed by the councils is not a fixed amount.
Each council was given an amount to pay.
by virtue of their level of revenue base.
Yes.
So that's why there was no fixed amount pegged.
But the Kanifing Municipal Council was supposed to pay 150,000.
Yes.
If you go back to 175.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Refer back to 175. I think it outlined how much each council should pay.
I think the lowest amount was 100,000.
That's right.
So KMC was 150.
Yes.
Banjul was
150 as well.
And Brikama was 120.
Yeah. No, 150.
150.
150 here. Yeah.
What were the contributions of the other councils?
Basse 120, Janjamburi 100,000, Kuntaur 100,000, Kerewan 120, Masakonko 100.
So that's what each council was instructed to pay annually towards the operations of the Local Government Service Commission.
Yes.
Okay, but the commission is saying that only 650,000 was paid by all the councils together.
All the councils together.
From the third paragraph at 173, the first paragraph on the third page.
What folio?
173. If you can just read that paragraph.
You say second page?
Third page, first paragraph.
Lord Mayor, again, contrary to your erroneous stipulations, it is not true that each council is contributing $150,000 towards the cost of the commission. In fact, the cumulative contributions by the councils through the ministry to the operations of the commission since inception, in brackets February 2019, is $650,000 as opposed to your imaginative sum of $1,200,000.
So the commission is acknowledging that 650,000 was paid cumulatively by all the councils.
Yes, according to the commission share.
Okay. Now the last paragraph of that letter, it says that the Secretariat of the Local Government Service Commission is within the Directorate of Local Government. Actually, if you can just read that paragraph, the last paragraph.
Meanwhile, the Secretariat of the Local Government Service Commission is within the Directorate of the Local Governance, whose director continues to serve as the legitimate secretary to the Commission. Therefore, all correspondences to the Commission should be channeled through the Secretariat for the attention of the Commission. So
they're essentially saying that the Secretariat is your office,
yes,
the Directorate of Local Governance, and you're their secretary, and that all correspondence to them should be channeled through you.
That's right.
But that is not what obtains, is it?
Certainly.
And this letter was dated when?
June 3rd, 2020. 3rd June 2020.
Okay. And I had shown you a letter that was this year, January. The first letter that I had shown you about the 3 months, month-to-month contract for grades 1 to 3. I believe in that one they had gone back to the position that all correspondence emanating from the councils for the commission must be duly addressed to the permanent secretary. Do you know why they keep switching between the two different positions?
What I can tell or what I know is these were instructions from the permanent secretary.
They were instructions from the permanent secretary?
Yes.
Okay.
All correspondences emanating from councils to the commission must be addressed to the permanent secretary.
So this one
onward transmission to the commission.
Yes, I mean, I remember that there were letters that were sent by the permanent secretary in that regard. But this one is, Mr. Registrar, please. This one is a letter from the Service Commission, and it is signed by you. It's signed by you as secretary to the commission. And the last paragraph on the letter, the next page. Can you read that, please?
All correspondence emanating from council to the commission must be duly addressed to the permanent secretary and a copy made to the commission.
Yes. So do you know why the position of the commission is now, or is back to this, as opposed to what they wrote in their letter that they should go through your office?
Yes, as I said earlier on, these were instructions from the permanent secretary, and I believe he'll be in a better position to explain why this shift.
So he instructed the commission to request that letters go through the permanent secretary?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sure. The chairperson wants to ask you questions.
Mr. Gomez.
Yes, Madam Chair.
I would like you to look at a petition that was written, and you signed responding to that petition, and you've indicated in that letter that there was a police investigation report in respect to the investigation into the activities of Kanifing Municipal Council for the period 1st January 2015 to 31st March 2018 by the Gambia Police Force. You attached this report and you sent it to the office of the Secretary General at the office of the President. But in this file, there is no such report. I will avail you the file to look at, and we would want to have the report that was sent to the office of the Secretary General. This is this.
Okay. Madam Chair, file copy, we didn't attach it, but the letter that went to the Secretary General is attached. That's why you didn't see it, but we can provide it.
Thank you.
We can provide the report.
Yes, I would want you to further look at the same LCG 19. I would want you to look at folio, a letter dated the 13th of May 2020. It was a letter with respect to issues that have to deal with the Deputy CEO, Fatou Tal. The letter is referenced 14/BCC/P/20/T folio 25. And my question there refers to the issues, the tremendous challenges she had, and she eventually had to write to your office, addressed to the permanent secretary, to seek for help and support in terms of doing her job at the BCC. So please look at the file and tell us what your office did with respect to the issue of Fatou Tal, who was the Deputy CEO in Banjul City Council. And that is one point. The second issue I want you to note is that she made reference to the service rules, particularly clause 1302 under section 13, which is under the miscellaneous matters. And she reminded the administration at the BCC of the fact that this, what is contained in the service rules, if I may read it to you, says, every possible step shall be taken, that is the service rule 1302, says, every possible step shall be taken to ensure that individuals are treated equally and fairly. So I would want to know what the Service Commission did with respect to this protected and long issue that has to deal with Fatou Tall. So you can take a look at the file and explain to this commission to that effect. It is folio 58, right down to folio 57, and also notice. Yes, those are the folios that we need clarification on.
Yes, the then Deputy CEO at Kanifing Municipal Council.
Sorry, what council is it?
Sorry, Banjul City Council.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's a slip of the tongue. Ms. Fatou Tall, there were claims of requests for office space in the first place, coupled with other additional requests that she felt she should be provided for. And I remember at the time BCC were constructing a new office complex. And with the old one, they were confronted with space issues. And that is why at the time you see maybe an office accommodating could be 4 officers in an office, or a particular office, or even three officers. So space was an issue at the time. Council at the time was not able to provide a specific office to say, Deputy CEO, this is your office. And as a result, they were waiting on the completion of their new office complex, whereby she will be assigned her new office. But in the meantime, requested her to share an office space. So there were issues, and eventually the matter came before the commission. And I think the final result, or the final thing that the commission did, was knowing very well that the waters were already polluted, there was already bad blood. So to solve the situation was to move her to another council. And the decision that the commission took was to transfer her to KMC.
So is she at the KMC now?
No. She didn't stay there for long. She moved on.
What do you mean when you say she moved on?
She picked another job and then moved.
It is your evident, if I can get it right, that you felt it was prudent to move her, but not to use proper procedure to resolve the issue.
Yes, resolving the issue could have been first the beginning, that is to allocate her office space. That was the starting point. As long as there's no single space to say, this is your office, whatever you do, it will not help. So on the completion, even as we speak, I believe their new office complex, they haven't moved there yet. So that was what the council was banking on.
But Mr. Gomez, you, as secretary to the commission, you are responsible for recruitment of staff to send to these councils. And I believe you ought to have known their challenges and their difficulties. And you ought to have, because the letters are lengthy, the issues are all outlined in the letters.
Certainly.
And it is a series of correspondences that were transmitted to your office. through the permanent secretary.
Yeah.
I believe that if proper procedure was used, you wouldn't have gotten to a situation where you would transfer the deputy CEO. Am I not correct?
Yeah, you are right, Madam Chair. I agree with you. But
Thank you. Yes, you can proceed.
Yeah, what I have said was the last resort. That is the decision finally taken. But prior to that decision, the Commission even wanted to engage her. Then she was going up and down, UK, Banjul, London, UK, Banjul, London. Furthermore to that, the Commission even observed that her correspondence wasn't speaking the same language. In some, it's like if you look at her, this letter, you see this signature. You look at another letter, you see a different signature. You look at another letter, different signature. So which was which, according to the Commission,
so are you
they
insinuating that it is not the same person that was writing all those series of letters that we find in the file?
That's what the Commission observed in her correspondence with the Commission.
Yes. Did you write to her to that effect?
Yes. We wrote to her.
The Commission wrote to her. Where is that letter?
Unless we check whether it's in the file. If not, then we can provide it. Even they wanted to accord her a hearing, not a hearing, like to come and hear the full story from her. But she was on treatment in UK.
So during all this period, you never had the opportunity to discuss issues with her?
I don't think, as far as I can remember, I don't think she was able to make it to come and face the Commission as requested.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Council, you can proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Gomez?
Yes.
Now, it is correct that the ministry writes to the Commission directing it to transfer staff, especially the CEO or the Director of Finance. It is the ministry that writes to the Commission and directs it to transfer staff from one council to another. Is that correct?
Whether the ministry requests?
The ministry directs the Commission to transfer staff, such as the CEOs or the Directors of Finance, from one council to another.
Yes.
Yes. Do you know what informs the ministry's decision to do this?
No, I don't know what informs.
And does the Commission have any say in whether staff should be transferred?
Of course. The final say is that of the Commission.
So when the ministry sends letters to the council, to the Commission, directing it to transfer CEO of Banjul City Council to Kanifing Municipal Council or Brikama to Janjanbureh or somewhere else, the Commission meets to discuss this?
Yes.
And the minutes are recorded of these meetings?
Certainly.
Okay. Can you provide those minutes?
Okay.
Because I've seen the correspondence between the ministry and the Commission, and the ministry directs the Commission to transfer staff, and the Commission writes back to approve the transfer of staff, and sends back to the ministry that they should write to the staff informing them that they are to be transferred. We have not seen any correspondence or any minutes of meetings indicating that the Commission sat and deliberated on these issues. But in the event that they sit and deliberate on this issue.
When was that?
This was within the period 2020 to 2023, I believe.
Okay.
Let me just ask you one last question before we go on break. In the event that the Commission is going to deliberate on this issue, the ministry only puts the names and the positions of the persons that they wish to transfer in the letters, and tells the Commission, these people should be transferred to this council.
No, proposes to them.
Pardon?
The ministry could propose to the Commission.
Okay, after the break we'll show you some letters. I'm sure the word that is used is not proposed.
It's not proposed.
But the letter only states the bare information that is required to the Commission, and the Commission is expected to carry out or to approve the transfers. What would inform the Commission's decision outside of what is contained in the letter from the Ministry? Yeah. How would the Commission know whether to approve or not approve the transfers?
Yeah, the Commission will look at it, will study the case. Of course, if a decision was communicated to them that we are proposing to move X from point A to point B, then it should be followed by a reason because of blah, blah.
So if there's no reason in the letter?
Based on that reason, then the Commission can sit over it, argue over it, discuss it, and if they agree, if and only if they agree, then it is executed.
Okay, we'll take this up afterwards. Madam Chair, I believe it's a convenient point to break.
Yes, we can rise for 30 minutes. We will be back exactly after 30 minutes to continue.